talk about the truth and how it hurts people's feelings. I've just about had it with Meta as a whole to the point of canceling my Facebook, canceling my Instagram, and completely switching over to other platforms that allow me to express my feelings, right? People are allowed to talk about whatever they want as long as it's not conservative right wing views. Anything else is good. I mean, seriously, it is so pathetic that I can have 160 people online on Instagram, 160 followers online at one point, go live and be live for 10 minutes and not one person join. And then when I talk to those people and I'm like, if I mention it to anybody, they're like, oh, I didn't even see you were live. It's because this is how they are oppressing us, right? This is Monty Python knew about this back in the days of the Holy Grail, right? If you've never seen Monty Python, the Holy Grail, you should go check it out, because in one scene, King Arthur came gallivanting along with his coconuts a clapping, and he found some common folk, and they basically said, wait a minute, we didn't vote for you, how'd you become king? And he said his story. And then when they tried to ask questions, they were like, help, I'm being oppressed. And that's exactly what is going on in today's society. We are being oppressed as a people, as a united front of people. And seriously, if I was a drag queen and I was putting on makeup, I would have 10 billion followers, allegedly. None of my videos would ever be demonetized. I could do anything I want, talk about anything in that realm, and no issues. But because I'm a right-wing conservative, we as a people are being so oppressed. It's just ridiculous. And it's funny to me that we all tolerate it as we do. And I don't know, I don't really know what the answer is, but I sure wish somebody with more smarts than me would come along and say, this is what we need to do. We need to all shut our Facebook accounts down. We need to all shut our Instagram accounts down. We need to only be on platforms that allow free speech. True Social, Rumble, X. Go to sources like that and don't use anybody else, because it has just gotten to a point now where they know they can control whatever they want. If they don't want you to see my video, you'll never see my video. They'll tell me that it's up and it's posted, and I can share it on all the platforms, but you'll never see it because they'll stop you from seeing it, even if it's something that you do want to see. And it's getting to such a hideous point that it's just like, why do we even bother? Why do we bother? Why do all the big companies just keep turning a blind eye? Why do all of us people just turn a blind eye to, what it is? No, you can get True Social. I have True Social on my Android. So it did release, but it just makes me just seriously want to cancel my Instagrams, cancel everything, only upload to Rumble, only upload to, X, only upload to True Social. Anybody listen, I don't care what their political beliefs are, but if you're infringing upon mine and oppressing me and suppressing my videos or my ability, listen, I'm not inciting riots. I'm not talking about violence. I'm not talking about hurting people. Anybody that does that should absolutely not be seen. But if we as a people don't just stand up and say enough's enough and we're not going to support these, and could you imagine if 20 million people tomorrow just said, as a start, just said, you know what, we're done with Facebook? 20 million. It doesn't sound like a lot, but overall it would put a hurt into their pocketbooks. If 20 million people just got up and said, we're done with Instagram, it will be the same, right? Because they're owned by the same company. But that's how you get your point across to Meta, is that we're not going to tolerate this anymore. This is how we should be getting our message across to YouTube and saying, you know what? Follow me on Rumble, because nothing else is going up on YouTube. If you want to see my reviews, my stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not the smart guy that's going to come up with the game plan, but we as an individual group of whether you're whatever, let's just say that you're just a Second Amendment person, right? Maybe you're not a right wing, maybe you're a down the center, you don't really care politically, whatever, that's great. But freedom of speech should be freedom of speech, and we should be able to talk about whatever we want to talk about unhindered. And as long within the realm, right? I mean, obviously there's certain things you just don't talk about, but it's just terrible. I had 160 followers on Instagram today on my way up to get my son. I went live. I was live for 10 minutes. Not one person joined. Not one person. And then when I got off, I messaged a buddy of mine, and I'm like, hey, were you just on Instagram? He's like, yep. I was like, did you see my live? He said, nope. I didn't see anything from you. And I've been surfing around Instagram. Well, that's what they do. They oppress us from talking about things that we want to talk about. Protecting our families, protecting ourselves, protecting our communities, being prepared, everything like that. Anything that has anything to do with protection of yourself or your family, whether it's with a firearm, a knife, a baseball bat, or just learning self-defense, they don't want anything to do with it. That's how they oppress us. They are. No, I agree. Rumble has a terrible monetization. I agree. I do agree with that. I mean, I've got 460 videos up on Rumble. And I think right now my earnings is at $6. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And all of my videos are monetized. And I've got some good videos out there. People actually watch them. But either way, I mean, the way that YouTube is, I mean, dude, there was one point I was making upwards of $700 a month. Man, I make like $60 a month now. And my subscriber count's still going up. And my watch hours are still going up. But that's how they suppress us. That's how they oppress us. That's how they keep us not wanting to do it. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But, Oh, so I'm beating you on Rumble. Yeah. Woo, I'm in the lead. I've never even pulled the money out. It just sits in there. It's like I said, it's like $6.80 or something. I'm like, whatever, man. I don't care. Keep it. But either way, that's my PSA for the day. Somebody come up with a game plan, and then everybody needs to get on board and just show these people, man, that, listen, we're not going to deal with this anymore. We're not going to be oppressed as a society anymore. And I don't mean just Americans. I mean everybody. I mean, every single person in the world has a right, and I'm good with that. You have a right to your opinion. I'm not anti left wing as far as what they want to say. Whatever they want to say, let them say it. I don't really care. But if they're going to say whatever they want to say, then let me say whatever I want to say. At least treat us fairly. Sandboxes are made to be played in, and you know what? And to be honest with you, there's no reason that all of us can't say exactly what we want to say. So, anywho, with that being said, I got to run up and grab my kid. Happy Halloween, everybody. Man, if you're in the area, which I know most of you guys aren't, swing by my house. I got adult beverages for the adults tonight for trick-or-treating. So until next time, be good to each other. God bless. And gosh, man, let us have our First Amendment rights. See ya.